what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Dude, I don't know if this is gonna be too shaky. So, I'm driving, obviously. For those of you that don't know that I am a Lyft driver, I feel like the real OV or OG people will know that I drive for Lyft. And I was just thinking, I was like, oh my god, I have stories to tell you guys from Lyft, because driving people drunk is just like fabulous. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I figured what better place to tell a story than in the car, or tell a Lyft story than in the car. If the road noise is too bad, then I probably won't post this, but we'll see. Maybe I'll post it anyway. My videos have been like so frustrating to me lately because I feel like the content is good, but the quality and the lighting of the video is just like absolute shit, so that sucks. Damn, there's a lot of traffic today. I guess it's almost 4. So the first one is when I literally picked up a crackhead and dropped him off at his dealer location spot here. And something that like a lot of people like to do with Lyft is because a lot of times, like if I'm driving during the day, I'm mostly dealing with people that like don't have licenses for various reasons. So a lot of times people will get in my car and it's like just like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and people are like, oh man, I'm still drunk from last night. And I'm like, bitch, how are you still drunk from last night? It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, ain't you got like, I don't know, anything to do? But like one girl, she like got in my car and she's like, yeah, I'm still drunk from last night. And then I dropped her off at work, so that was cool. But I think she was like a bartender or something. Anyway, so crackhead dude in the car. So I pick him up on this like normal road that I go like running on all the time. Like I'll go running, I mean not all the time because that's like a 4-mile run and I'm like a lazy shit, but like I go running like on that road. And I pick him up on that road and like literally instantly as soon as I saw him, I was like, fuck, like this dude is getting into my car. And I hate that when I like look at someone and they're just sketchy as shit. Like, you know when you see a sketchy person, like you just feel it in your bones that they're sketchy. So he gets in my car and immediately I'm like, murderer. He's like a mass murderer. He's gonna drive me down a road and kill me. But he didn't. And so I was like, in order, like on Grey's Anatomy, they're like, oh, you're less likely to get killed if they know things like about you. But I was like, oh, I'm not gonna tell him stuff about me, but I'll ask him questions about where we're going. So I'm like, oh, where are we headed tonight? And he goes, oh, I'm gonna head, like, first we're going to my friend's house. And I'm like, oh fuck, like this guy wants to make multiple stops, because sometimes people do that. They want to go like multiple places, which is fine because you get more money, except for I didn't want to be in the car with this person. Like I didn't want this person in my car. So I was like, shit, like he wants to go multiple places. And I was like, I'm not going multiple places with this guy. And literally it was like the shortest ride. I think it was like I drove like 1.5 miles with him in my car. So, and then we get to like a corner, like his destination, except for he put like a range of destinations. He like just dropped a pin, which you can do. This probably doesn't make any sense to anyone listening, but basically he didn't put an address. He's like, oh, you can drop me off at the corner. And I'm like, oh fuck, this guy's on drugs. He is like on the corner about ready to get dealt some drugs. And I literally just dropped him off and was like, fuck, I don't want any part of this. Like I've had people bring like drugs in my car before and I'm just like not down for that. So I literally just ended the ride. Like he wanted to like get multiple rides, you know, and I was just like, whoop, fuck no, I ain't taking you nowhere. So I ended the ride and that was that. And I gave him 3 stars. Like on Lyft, if you give someone 3 stars, then you'll never get paired with them again. Also, unless your Lyft driver does something that bothers you, always give them 5 stars, because like it's just shitty when you don't. So that was the first ride story, and that happened literally last weekend. And then, oh, so the second ride story is, so on the little map you have like a little like emoji, like a person emoji, and that helps you find where they are. Like it opens the Maps app, but the Maps app is like kind of not helpful when you're in like a really small area, like when you're picking up people from bars and stuff like that. So, and his little person emoji kept moving, and I'm like, where the fuck is this guy? So I like call him. And I'm like, hey, like, I'm here, where are you? So he goes, oh, I'm in front of this bar. And I'm like, okay, everyone is always in front of that bar. So I pull up, and there's a huge fight. And I'm like, shit, please don't be my people. Please don't be my people. Please don't be my people. And guess what? It was my people. So There were two like skinny dudes and then a big dude, and I wouldn't like, he's like just not like huge, just like bigger than the other skinny dudes. So I like pull up and they're like, and I'm like waiting because you have 5 minutes to like get in the car before like I charge you basically. So they get in the car, and they're all in the car, and then they roll down the window, and like this huge like Russian dude is like talking shit to the guy in the front seat, and the guy in the front seat is like, first of all, wasted. He's like, second of all, the Russian dude will like literally slaughter him, like not even like it's not a competition. Like the Russian dude will kill him. And so the like big dude in front like gets out. He's all, yo, dude, like I don't back down. I'm like, oh fuck. And the two little dudes in the back seat get out of the car. So I had all three of the men in the car, and then the first dude gets out, and then the other two get out, and I'm like, shit, now I have no people in the car. And then there was a guy like on the other side, on the other team, I guess you'd say, and he was going up to like the really drunk dude, the big dude in the front, and he was like, man, we cool, like we don't need any of this, like we cool. And then they were all like, okay, we're good. And then like one guy like adjusts his hat, he's like, yeah, we're good. And then the other guy on the other team is like, what do you mean you're good? Like, why do you gotta adjust your hat like that? They're literally getting a fight over how this guy like adjusted his hat. And so then they start to like brawl again, and I'm like, oh fuck, do I like end the ride? But here's my dilemma. If I ended the ride, then it would fuck up my hourly guarantee and I wouldn't get my like money for that hour. And I'm like, shit, I can't end the ride because then these goons are gonna make me lose $30. Like I don't wanna lose $30. So I was just sitting there watching these idiots fight. So then one dude gets in the back seat, and then the door is closed. Other two are still out fighting, and like this Asian girl gets like into it, and she's like yelling, blah blah blah. And the dude in the back seat is trying to get out of the car. And now I'm thinking, do I lock the door so he can't get out, or do I like let him get out and do his thing? So I let him get out and do his thing because like it's not any of my business. I just drive a car. So he gets out, and the Asian bitch is like pushing the door on him, literally slamming him inside my door. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this is gonna fuck up my car. She's like, fuck you, like, blah, blah, like, literally screaming at him. And I don't know what happened. Somehow they all get into my car, and it was fine. I drive away, and I'm like, they're like, oh man, like, let's go back, like, let's fight them, blah, blah. It's like, I'm literally not turning this car around. I was like, I'm gonna take you home to your destination. And they lived like freaking half an hour away, so that was crazy. But they ended up being like really funny. The two guys in the back were hilarious. Like we were driving on this like really dark curvy road. I was like, you guys aren't gonna kill me, are you? They're like, no, why would you ask that? That would just make us feel uncomfortable. And I'm like, I'm just saying, like, I'm trying not to get killed. But they were really fun, besides them like ruining my car. And then I also told them, I was like, just so you guys know, if my car is damaged, then like I'm gonna charge you guys. They're like, oh no, it's fine, like your car's fine. And it was fine. There was nothing. There was a few handprints like in the dirt because I don't always wash my car before I go out. But other than that, it was great. Like my car wasn't scratched, and I got to see a fight like close up. I'm like, should I like intervene, drive away? Everyone I know is like, you should have drove away. And I'm like, I don't know about that. So that's it for the second story. They were all fine and dandy. Third story. This is probably the worst one. So on this day, I was driving for Lyft, and it was like in the middle of the day. The other two stories, I don't think I mentioned it, were at like night. They were at like 1 a.m. because that's normally when they do the hourly guarantees. This one was in the middle of the day. I was just trying to like earn some extra cash. Normally I don't drive during the day because you get like sketchy people that like don't have licenses for various reasons. Normally they got them taken away for like a DUI, or they're felons or things like that. Things of that nature, you know? So I'm like, I was gonna go offline, but I was like, man, like I could really use the money. So I didn't go offline, and I get a ride request. And the thing about ride requests is they don't tell you where you're going. You just have to accept them and be like, oh, okay. So I accepted the ride. I think I just missed my exit. And like the pickup place is in Folsom. If you guys know Shannon Rose, she lives in Folsom. I live by Folsom. It's great. It's a good time. But I was like, okay, that's like a nice area. So I like pull up to this house, and it's shitty as fuck. Like this is like the most ghetto place in Folsom I could ever imagine, because Folsom is like the hoity-toity, like fancy rich people live there. So I pick him up in this shitty ass neighborhood, and this guy is out front smoking a cigarette, and I'm like, please don't be my guy. And it's my guy. Like anytime I see someone, I'm like, fuck, please don't be the person I have to pick up. It's always the person that I have to pick up. So I pick him up, and he smells like cigarettes and cats and weed, which isn't an uncommon smell. Like, a lot of people smell like that, surprisingly. It's like really awkward because I don't want him in my car, and I find out that I'm gonna be in the car with this guy for 45 minutes, and I'm like, fuck me. Like, I don't want to be in the car with you for 45 minutes. Like, it's weird because it's my car, you know? Like, it's not like I'm like driving someone else's car. Like, I have these dirty ass people like in my car. Like, I have these meth heads in my car. Like, I'm driving them in my car that I pay for. He starts telling me that he got his license taken away. He went to prison because, or actually, I don't know. I feel like maybe he went to jail. I think he went to jail because of weed. He was selling marijuana. He was telling me how he made a solid 40 grand a year selling marijuana and how the cops took his business away. And I'm just sitting there like thinking like, okay, you're like a grown-ass man, but whatever. And so I was like trying to engage, and then he asked me if I smoke weed, and I'm like, I don't smoke weed, so this is just got even more awkward. So I was like, oh, so since like marijuana is legalized here in California, do you get your charges dropped? Like, will you, like, are they dropped or whatever? And he said probably not, because he was selling hash, and I'm not really keen on all that marijuana lingo, so I don't really know what that means. But I guess it's like extra illegal compared to like regular marijuana. And so that's how he's like getting his stuff taken away. So I'm driving this man out to the middle of nowhere, and he smells like cigarettes and cats and marijuana. He's telling me how he's in trouble for marijuana, and I'm just thinking, fuck my life. Like, it was a very anxious 45-minute drive. He's like, man, you're like getting there really quick. And I'm like, I wonder why. Like, I'm driving really fast. These guys next to me are literally looking at me. Probably because I'm talking to myself. But yeah, that's it. Just awkward experiences with weird, crazy people. That's funny that this story time lasted the exact amount of time I needed to go to my destination. So, if you like this video and you want to hear more Lyft story times, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!